What's up, everyone? All right, well, I'm finishing the morning here. It's 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm in California. That's San Francisco, right over there. That's the sun rising. And I've hit my daily goal. I made more than $500. So another really solid green day. Now, today's kind of interesting because we saw some really crazy momentum. I mean, we saw some wild moves on HEPA, some wild moves on WAFU. But I found my way to profit, and that's going to make today my 5th consecutive green day, which is awesome. I'm feeling good about that. Many of you guys know about my new rule, which is that if I have a loss, I have to cut off. Not if I have a loss. If I break a rule, I have to cut off 1 inch of my hair for every rule that I break. So the rules that I have right now include max share size of 2,000 shares. All right, so I'm hard set on that. I can't really break that rule. I'd have to call Rob and say, hey Rob, at Lightspeed, can you increase my max share size? I'm not gonna do that. I have a $1,000 daily max loss. That is something that, I'm not allowed to trade if I'm down more than 1,000. That's a restriction from the Lightspeed side, but I could potentially take a really big trade when I'm down $990 and then end up putting myself down like, $2 or $3 grand potentially. So I have to be careful of that. And then the one that's easiest for me to break right now is if I have 3 consecutive losers, I'm done for the day. And today I had 2 consecutive losers on 2 occasions. And I was like, all right, I'm right at the last trade. But then I had a green trade. So I would say today I probably overtraded a little bit. I traded more than I needed to. I made $450 in the first 2 minutes on HEPA, and then spent the next 45 minutes losing it and then making it back on a different stock. So I don't know, kind of a choppy day, but you know what? A green day, 5th green day in a row. Let's try to make it a 6th green day in a row tomorrow. And those of you guys who are not already on the priority access list, right down below in the description, I want you to click to register because today we are starting our Black Friday sales for our current students and students or traders who are on the priority access list. So make sure you guys register to that and become a member of the Warrior Trading family. All right, you guys, questions, comments, leave them below. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone. So let's go over the trades from this morning. I'm going to need almost a pair of sunglasses out here. It's pretty bright. It wasn't bad this morning at 5:30. In fact, it was pitch black. But I had everything ready to go, so I just brought my laptop out here and started trading, and it was pretty nice. So this morning I traded 2 stocks. You can see right down here my P&L. I made $1,173 on WAFU, WAFU, and I lost $464 on HEPA. Now HEPA, I made $400 on it in the first 2 minutes of the day, and then I proceeded to lose it and go into the red on that stock, which is kind of a bummer. It was really not very easy to trade, kind of like CGIX yesterday, which I expected, but it was even more difficult than CGIX. So I'm going to refresh this gap scanner here for 9:25 a.m. Let's see, there's my mouse. I keep losing my mouse. So 9:25 a.m. HEPA was the leading gapper, up 76%, 3.5 million share float, 2.35 million shares of pre-market volume. And I expected it would be choppy out of the gates, as CGIX was yesterday. Let's look at CGIX for 1 second. So CGIX yesterday, as you guys will remember, I didn't do particularly well on it. It was pretty difficult to trade, but we had this kind of pre-market setup, and then the bell rang and it pulled back. It dipped down quite a bit. Then it surged up and gave this nice breakout before doing a really nasty false breakout right here of 750. It broke 750, hit 779, and then dropped all the way to $5. So that's pretty ugly, but the red to green move worked. So on that one, some of you guys did okay, but it really wasn't the easiest. So today, HEPA, kind of similar story. Out of the gates, it ends up dipping down But I made some money on this trade right here. This pop over 4, I made money on. That was a nice breakout. And in the first 2 minutes of the day, I made money on a quick pop, which was right here. Right there. The first candle to make a new high. So I made money on that one, and then I made money on this one. And then I lost money, let's see, on, I think I lost money right in here. I bought right around here and then stopped out down here. And then I got in somewhere in this area and stopped out as well. So I'm net negative, and my last trade on it was when I got in right around here for the break over the $0.50, looking for the break of high a day, and I stopped out right down here. I was not in on this candle here before this drop, thank goodness. So, it's not catastrophic, but on this one I was trading with 2,000 shares and basically ended up losing 20 cents per share. So kind of a bummer. Now, that was the main one that was on watch. Nothing else here I was really serious about. SSI, wasn't too sure. Ameritrade's obviously not something I would trade. FUV, we traded that yesterday, but it didn't hold up very well. And so I wasn't really sure. And then all of a sudden, off the high day momentum scanner, the stock WAFU starts, popping. And I looked at it, and I saw it hitting the scanners. I was like, all right, I'm going to jump in this, but I'm only going to take 1,000 shares. So I bought 1,000 shares going into the first halt right here, and it was halted at 272. I think I got filled at 267. So bought into that halt with 1,000 shares. It was then halted from 934. Now the stock had squeezed from $1.50 up to 272, but it had news, had a catalyst. It's a recent IPO stock with an all-time high of 520 that now today is broken. So I saw that potential for a move up to 440 and then 520. Those were the two levels I was watching. So I jumped into it, knowing it was extended, but mitigating that risk with only 2,000 shares by taking smaller size. It's then halted until 10:04. So it's halted for 30 minutes, which is the longest circuit breaker halt that we've seen in a while. It starts to dip down, and so right here on this red candle, I sold at 330. So I made like $600 on 1,000 shares. It then, right here, first candle to make a new high, I got back in at 67, anticipating a squeeze up through 4. It got halted at 399. It then resumed and made a move higher. And I added on this at 415 for the break over 420, and we got this squeeze here up to 475. During this area here, I was watching for a pullback and possibly one more trade up over 575, but then this red candle ended up dropping. I didn't wait around for it, but as you can see, it ended up consolidating sideways, and then over 550, watch the break of 550 right there, boom. So break of 550 was the spot to watch, psychological resistance at the $0.50. So broke 550, squeezed up to 624 for a 75-cent breakout, and that could have been a good trade, but by that time I was already done. Making $700 in the first 30 minutes is great, and the fact that I was up 400 and then went to being down about, I think at my worst I was down $100 on the day. And then I had the trades on WAFU, and I started going green, but then I started losing a little bit on HEPA, and so I just got to a point where I was like, you know what, let's just throw in the towel. And hey, this is the 5th consecutive green day, so let's just kind of keep this momentum going. I'm obviously trading with small share size. I'm not being particularly aggressive, but that's okay. This right now is all about the training for my small account challenge, which is going to start a week from Monday, on Cyber Monday. And so for me it kind of makes sense right now just to be trading a little bit more conservatively. And as I go into the small account, it's very possible, and I want you guys to know this, it's very possible that I won't trade on the first day. If I don't see an A quality setup, I'm not going to take the risk, right? I mean, I need to see really good quality setups. With a $500 account, you can't just trade anything that's moving. You've got to be really calculated. WAFU, I probably wouldn't have bought this going into the halt with that small account. I think the risk would have been too high on it, but I would have been okay trading it coming out of the halt once we had sort of a confirmed pattern. And HEPA probably would have taken one trade on it and said, hey, I'm green, I'm done, I'm walking away. That's pretty much the goal. It's like, I'm going to come into the market each morning. If I can find one trade that'll give me 20 cents per share profit, I'm going to take it and I'm going to be done. 20 cents a day. Stack that up over 5, 10, 15 days, and I'll be making some money. I'll be growing the account. If I try to go for 50 cent, 75 cent winners, home run trades, that's where I'm going to start to get myself into trouble, and almost definitely I'll end up with a couple strikeouts, and I'm simply not going to be able to afford that as I get started. So, anyways, that's kind of my, that's sort of where I'm at here today. Finishing up Thursday with a green day, green Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and hopefully we can finish off this week with one more green day tomorrow. All right, you guys, so that's the plan, and I will see you all first thing tomorrow morning. All right, bye, everyone. Hey, did you know every morning I go live to stream my pre-market watch list? Subscribe to the channel, press the alert button, and you'll get the notifications. And if you want to learn more about trading, check out the links in the description, and if you have questions, post them in the comments, because I personally respond to every comment posted on my channel.